Hey everyone, I hope you're well. It's JD here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to automate the deployment and configuration of your Unity Catalog environment through Terraform. That's right, through Terraform you can automate and configure pretty much any property you are going to need to in your Unity Catalog environment. Now, the purpose of this video is not to give you the foundational understanding of Terraform or Unity Catalog. I am going to assume that you have an intermediate level understanding of these technologies, but really the purpose of this video is to understand how to bridge the two technologies together to automate that process. Now, we're going to be keeping it simple in this video. I'm going to be showing you how to set up those connections to your Databricks account and show you how to simply deploy a metastore into your Databricks account. Let's get into it. So within our Terraform environment, we're going to be setting it up in a very similar way as we would do for our normal infrastructure as code. So we've got our modules folder here, where we've got our various resources that we might declare modules for. And we've got our deploy folder here, where we've got a Terraform folder, which will store our pattern modules or our composite layers, we may call it, to call those various modules. So starting with our UC metastore folder, in here I've got my traditional files, which will be my main.tf, my outputs.tf, providers.tf, and variables.tf. Okay, so starting with our providers.tf, you can see here that we're calling down that Databricks provider. So on the Terraform registry, there's a Databricks provider that we can call to deploy those various objects that we need to. I'm pinning this down to the version of 1.51.0 because that's the version that I'm comfortable and want to work with. I'm then declaring that provider here for my deployment, and I'm alienating this provider with accounts because I may need to declare another provider for other activities such as workspace level activities, and I need to be able to decipher which modules and which resources can rely on which provider in order to achieve the activity that it needs to. I then declare my host, which is that standard accounts.azure.databricks.net URL if you're hosting your Databricks account within Azure. And then I've got my Databricks account ID, which is what establishes that connection to that Databricks account. I've then got my variables TF, where I declare a series of variables to make my module reusable. I've got my name, my region, and my Databricks account ID. So very simple variables here that have been declared. Now within my main.tf, you can see that I'm declaring my resource, and you can see here that we're using the Databricks _metastore provider here. Now all of these providers is available on the Terraform registry website, which I will provide links for. So first up, I'm saying which provider I want to use. So I'm saying I'm using the Databricks.accounts provider, which is the one that I passed in here. I'm then providing a name for my metastore, which is then parameterized with var.name. I'm applying the force destroy property is true. Again, on the purpose of this video, I'm not too concerned about parameterizing this. And I'm also passing in the region as well. As you know, we can only have one metastore per region, and therefore I'm parameterizing the region for my metastore. I'm also declaring some outputs here. So I've got an output for name, ID, and region. And this gives me the flexibility and the ability to pass down certain properties from this module into other modules that may come down the line. So as I mentioned, that is my modules folder, and I've got my deploy folder here, which holds a Terraform folder, which is where my pattern module will reside. But before we get into the main.tf, which is not populated at this point in time, we'll go to our providers.tf. And here again, similarly as we were in our module, we're declaring our Databricks provider that we want to reference, as well as that same version. Here I'm also calling the Azure RM, but we're not deploying any Azure RM resources at this point. And again, we're using the provider Databricks. We're alienating this with accounts. As I mentioned before, as we build out this deployment structure, we're going to be onboarding different modules, which will be doing different deployments at different levels. So where we will need to be doing those workspace level deployments, we will declare a new provider alias that with perhaps the workspace name, and provide the connection details down to that account. And here I'm providing the account ID, which is value is provided in this variables TF. Okay, I'm not going to go in there for security reasons, but it's just simply a variable with a default value for the account. So now within my main.tf, I can now start to build out my deployment for my Metastore. So if I want to declare a module, as usual, I can type in Metastore. Just need to give my modular name, and I'm going to declare my source. So as you can see here, if I do // I can see that I've got my folder here. And this has already given me squiggly lines, as you'd expect, because it's expecting certain properties. For example, a name. So I can call that my first Metastore. And I'm going to give that a region of UK South. And I'm also going to provide my Databricks account ID with the account ID that I've supplied there. And what I'm going to do is format this nicely so it looks a bit more prettier. We are there. Now, in light of transparency, I'm going to prove that the account does not exist. So I will refresh that just to be sure. As you can see, I've got no Databricks Metastores in my account. Now, if I go to Terraform init, I'll be able to initialize my Terraform directory. Brilliant. So that's successfully initialized. Just going to make this a little bit bigger so we've got a bit more space. And now I'm going to run a Terraform plan. As you can see quite quickly, it's provided me a plan of what it's going to do, and it's going to create me that Metastore. I'm happy with that. I want the Metastore, so I'm going to go ahead and hit Terraform apply. And I'm going to say yes. Apply complete. Fantastic. So if I navigate now back over to my Databricks account, you can see that my first Metastore has now been deployed. As you can see, I've very quickly shown you how you can get your Terraform configuration set up to automate the deployment of your Unity Catalog environment. I hope you found this video useful, and stay tuned for the next one where we'll be delving even deeper into the world of Databricks and Terraform and deploying more complex resources within our environment. Thanks for watching.